is hit. So this week, we're going to talk about awareness. Kind of a boring concept at first until we really kind of get past the term awareness. What on earth is Marshall talking about this week with this thing called awareness? So in codependency and narcissistic abuse, we're conditioned to do something I call external orientation. This is where we fixate our awareness, our attention, hey, Laura, our energy, our intuition, basically all of us on the other person. So external orientation is about taking cues from other people, places, and things outside of us to determine how we feel, what we think, what we want, who to be, what to do, what not to do, what our boundaries should be, what they shouldn't be, that kind of thing. And then we absorb what we're observing and then become that. That is what leads us to the discard trauma of being love bombed, devalued, and discarded over and over and over, because we keep absorbing them, becoming what they want. They reject us, they discard us, they go find somebody else, and they realize, hey, I can get more out of them, so they bring us back into the loop, and round goes the cycle. You must become attuned to you if you're to have any chance of breaking free of this cycle and discovering your own happiness and discovering your own joy. That and is important because people can get out of codependency. They can stop being in a narcissistic relationship and then they can move into what's called a coping mode where they really become isolated. A lot of times people call this independence. It's not independence because independence exists within the company of others, right? And really it's about interdependence. We're able to rely on people or to connect with them. We're able to understand them. They're able to understand us. We're able to have our needs met, have love contributed to our lives, that kind of thing. But in codependency, we can exit the narcissistic relationship, but then we move into this thing called isolation. And this is where we're in this coping pattern. And because we're still externally oriented, we're still fixated on what other people think about us, what they feel about us, what we think they think and feel about us, and really who we're supposed to be according to other people's parameters or whatever their expectations are. To heal this, we have to begin to attune to us. We have to start to exit denial and start to tap into what we're really aware of. And this can be a really big challenge for us because we're conditioned habitually to look outside of us, but we're also conditioned to ignore ourselves. We suppress our feelings. We question them. We doubt them. We put them down. We gaslight ourselves. And if you're not familiar with that term, gaslighting means to make ourselves question our own reality. Even though we witnessed something, we felt something, we start going, well, was it really that? Did we really feel that? Was that what was really going on? Did I just misunderstand it? We start to degrade our own awareness in all of this. This really paralyzes us in our life because it inhibits our ability to actually trust our own perception. And if we can't trust our perception, then we can't tap into what we're truly aware of about people, places, and things going on, plus what we want, what we don't want, what our boundaries are, where our happiness is. Instead, we'll absorb somebody else's priority, somebody else's judgment, and then we'll make that real for us. And this is why we end up feeling burned out. This is why we end up in empty relationships, jobs that we hate. This is why we kind of die inside when we do this, because we aren't living in congruence or alignment with our brilliance, with who we really are. Well, the way out of this is back to our awareness. We have to begin to accept what we're perceiving and legitimize it, right? We need to go, hey, I don't feel good about this. Something's off here. That's a valid thing to acknowledge. It's like, this is what's going on. I need to pay attention to this. We also need to be aware of what good we're perceiving. Like, wow, I did that well. Ooh, I feel good. Ooh, I like this. This over here lights me up. That over there is really heavy for me. ooh, now we're getting into tune with who we are. We're getting into tune with our own inner guidance, our intuition, our own path towards our own happiness. And this depends on us tuning in to us. We have to develop inner awareness, or a technical term I call it internal orientation. It's like, what do I think? What do I feel? What am I perceiving? What's my gut say? What's my programming saying? What do I want in this? What do I need here? Where am I in this? Because the opposite of codependency is interdependency, and interdependency is me plus you. Okay? And it's always that order, guys. Me plus you. It's not you plus me, because that's codependent, because we'll always be referencing the other person, that external orientation coming up, before we can reference ourselves. But if we're going to develop internal orientation or awareness of ourselves, then it must be me plus you. Okay? Me only is narcissism. You only is codependency. And you plus me is codependent dynamic. But interdependent or confident, loving dynamic, a reciprocal dynamic, will always be me plus you, so that I know where I'm at, and then I can contribute in a way that's genuine for you based on my awareness of what I have to give, I have to share there. Very, very important. So how do we start cultivating awareness? Well, that's what I'm going to share with you guys tomorrow, is the how on this. But what I want you to think about today is, what am I denying? What am I ignoring? What pain am I constantly justifying or tolerating in my life? What happiness or joy do I keep pushing away or doubting? That's what I want you to think about, because this is how we start warming up our awareness. And my students in Codependence to Confidence, my one-on-one clients, this is where I start them at. If you really want to go deep with those things, definitely join Codependence to Confidence. You can take the workshop, the master class that teaches you about that at workshop2.freetheself.com. But today, this is where you get a taste of what I teach in those courses, so that you can master your life, guys. Because the whole point of what I do isn't to get over codependency, it's to be happy. That's the point. We don't have to cope with codependency anymore. It's not a disease. It's not an identity that we have to cope with. We need to master our happiness so that we can live happily. Because codependency is a lifestyle. It's how we survive narcissistic abuse. Now we can let that go. We can be free. That starts with building in our awareness. So that's what I want you to think about today. What joy and happiness am I doubting? What am I pushing away? And then what pain am I tolerating? What pain am I justifying? How am I making myself a martyr in this? How am I making myself, emptying myself out for someone else? Where am I pushing away my joy, and where am I pulling in my pain? These kind of things. This kind of awareness is crucial to us starting to make different choices, and to start understanding why we're not happy, why life keeps going through these weird cycles of destruction for us, or emptiness. And then tomorrow I'm going to give you how to get deeper into that awareness and start determining how to choose what you want, how to choose what to follow, how to deal with the common roadblocks like fear and anxiety, those kind of things. So show up tomorrow for that. But today, comment below. Let me know what you are pushing away in your happiness, what you doubt is possible for you, and let me know what pain you keep holding on to, what tragedy, what shame, what guilt you keep clinging to because you think it's valid, you think it's significant. I want to hear what's going on for you. So share that below, and then I will bring some goodies tomorrow about how to break free of these things, how to amplify our awareness, and how to use it. Okay? Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Today it's kind of a short training, I guess. I don't know how long it's been going on, but I thank you for showing up. And remember that you're worth knowing, loving, and keeping. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's training. Bye-bye.